the first Wednesday of the month, so that means that we have some special guests in our studio this morning from the Foster County Soil Conservation District, and Dion Schaff is joining us this morning, District Manager for the Soil Conservation District. Good morning, Dion.
Good morning.
And so how is your day going so far?
Well, so far so good. Let's hope that the weather stays nice and keep your fingers crossed.
It's going to be a pretty nice day today, probably a high of 28 degrees, so that's pretty nice.
I can live with that, yes.
Did you watch the big game on Sunday that we had here, the NFL football?
To be honest, no.
No, you didn't watch it? Oh.
No.
Did you hear who won at least?
Yes, I did hear who won. And I heard about all the commercials.
Yeah. I watched it online, and they had different commercials on than the regular TV broadcast. Uh-huh. But I went on YouTube and checked out that the Paul Harvey one.
Yes, that one I had to watch. Yeah.
That was a really good commercial, and I think it was like a 2-minute commercial, and yeah, that was really good. A good commercial there.
Oh, that one was beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to say they did a wonderful job with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then some other ones I was watching, like the Baby Landia ones. Those were good. But, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about this morning. You guys are looking for a new supervisor, is that correct?
Yes, we are. Kurt, did you want to...
Kurt Klein just joining us here. Kurt, of course, is the chairman and board of supervisors. We got you. We got your mic on.
Okay, good enough.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. Kurt, did you want to talk about the supervisor?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. We have 5 supervisors on the board, and 3 are elected, and 2 are appointed. And one of the appointed supervisors has decided to step down, and he is from the Kensal area, Mike Sabinash. And so we're looking for a 5th member, and it would be nice to get somebody maybe west of Carrington or even southwest of Carrington, but I guess we're open for anybody. And you don't have to be a farmer. You could be on the board if you want it, a doctor, lawyer, or whatever. Only you have to live in Foster County. And basically, if you're appointed, it's a 1-year position. We meet once a month, and then we have a state convention. We have an area meetings, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of time. And I think we make our board meetings kind of interesting. You will not get bored in our board meeting.
I bet it's a bunch of fun and keeps you going all during the meeting.
They diverge a little once in a while.
Yeah, we get a little off track and a little bit, but Dion kind of keeps us in shape that way. But no, if anybody out there would be even interested in talking to Dion or myself about being on the board, I think it'd be a fun time. And if it's just for 1 year, and if you don't like it, you can get off, and then we'll start all over again. So. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then how long was Mike on there? Was he on there for
I think Mike was probably on for 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's more than 3. I think this is his third year.
But he just, with the farming and the cattle and the kids and stuff, he just didn't feel he's putting in enough time for the board. So, and he is actively looking for somebody in the Kensal area, too, to take his place. So hopefully we can get somebody in that area. So.
And ladies, we could really use a lady on the board, too. So if there's anyone out there who's interested...
Boy, we'd really have to sharpen up our board meetings then. We'd have 3 women then sitting in our board meeting with Dion and Katie. But
we'd still be outnumbered.
Yeah. So just get a hold of one of you guys then if you're interested.
Please,
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And the number or emails or anything like that, or?
Certainly. You can call us, stop in. There is a website. You can look up our email address if you want to look on there.
Okay.
And we do have a posting at the Kensal Cafe.
Yes.
So if anybody in the Kensal area, you could just go to that posting and get the number right off of there, or call Dion or myself, and we'll fill you in.
All right, sounds good. Well, thanks, you guys. And then, Dion, we're going to talk about Project Trees. So talk a little bit more about that.
Okay. Well, in this case, the word trees is actually an acronym. It stands for the Regional Environmental Education Series, and this provides lyceum-style educational presentations on natural resources to schools throughout North Dakota. In particular, it teaches about the importance of water quality and the effects of non-point source pollution. And this is important because even here in North Dakota, most students don't live on farms. They may not even have grandparents who live on farms, and they have very little firsthand knowledge of farming and conservation of resources. So this program was actually started by Foster County SCD. There was a puppet program that was put together by Nedra Hoberg and Jill Vigasaw, and it became a statewide program over 20 years ago. It was funded by an EPA grant through the North Dakota Department of Health, and Jill is still actually doing the administration on this program. It now reaches an average of 3,000 students statewide each year. Now, currently the presentations are being done by a man named Tom Gibson. He does 6 different presentations so that the students can see different programs each year. And for each presentation, he acts as a different character. He does the host of a game show about conservation common sense, which if you get the answer wrong, you get a squirt in the face with a little water bottle.
That goes on in your meeting too if you get the answer wrong, right?
Sometimes we wish. He does an immigrant who talks about how hard it could be for the settlers to get adequate water in the 1800s. He's got a rancher who talks about the water cycle and water conservation. Every one of these characters has a different accent. He does Private Gibson, who traveled with Lewis and Clark, and then he does Sam Ting, who talks about animal adaptations and the effects of non-point source pollution on wetlands in the strongest Norwegian accent you will ever hear. So Tom will be here in Carrington at the grade school on February 18th, and he's scheduled to do 3 of those programs. So we're really looking forward to having him here. He's really good at it. The kids really enjoy having him.
I might add, too, I think, Dion, did you say 3,000 students? I think it's 30,000 students.
Is it?
In a year,
did I lose
that 30,000 students that he gets to just in North Dakota.
Wow.
You're right. You're right. It is 30,000.
There's some years he puts on as many as 500 programs, if you can imagine. And if you get a chance, I'd go see him. This guy could be on a sitcom on television. He is that good.
Yeah.
And a few years back, it's probably more than a few years back, maybe 15 years ago, we applied for an education award, and we actually were runner-up in the nation with this program. So, and it gets to so many kids, and some of these kids now, they see this program, they get interested in conservation, and some of them are now employees with the NRCS. So,
Okay. Wow. Okay. So yeah, definitely get a chance to check that out if you get. That's pretty interesting stuff. There are 30,000 or 30,000.
30,000, yes.
Okay.
I dropped a 0 on you there.
All righty, and then let's see, achievement winners. We got the Lura family, Lura Farm, appearing on television coming up here pretty quick.
Yeah. Every other year, some districts do it every year. We do it every other year. We choose a conservation achievement award winner for the county. And this is a landowner or a producer that's made a real effort in recent years on practices that improve conservation of soil and other natural resources. So for 2012, our Conservation Achievement Award winners were Mitch and Carla Lura. And there's a TV show, Country Morning, which features pictures of the farms of North Dakota's Achievement Award winners. And the Luras are going to be featured at their show and on their website for February 25th. The show airs on KFYR in Bismarck, KMOT in Minot, KUMV in Williston, and KQCD in Dickinson. So that's 5:30 in the morning on February 25th if anybody would like to see the Lura Farm being acknowledged. So we think that's pretty nice too.
Okay, and then how do you win that award? Is it like?
It's basically we look at what kind of practices we know people have been doing. If you think of somebody that you think's been doing something good, give us the suggestion. We'll keep that in mind when we're looking at what people have been doing in the last few years and who's really been working hard at trying to improve their conservation work.
Board decision.
Board decision. There we go.
Yes, there you go. That's another reason to be a supervisor.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. Let's see, we got Don Olds joining us this morning as well. He is a district conservationist. Good morning, Don. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine today. I guess it's Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. Getting closer to the weekend.
Yep. I only got a couple things that I wanted to run by everybody. Is we got an ongoing sign up with our EQIP program, Environmental Qualities Incentive Program. We have one that we just announced, I guess last week. It's a special opportunity on grazing lands that we're focusing basically on CRP land, grazing grasslands north and east of the Missouri River. Some of the counties that are given preference are McLean, Sheridan, Burleigh, Stutzman, Emmons, Logan, and McIntosh, particularly with CRP that's coming out or that will have expired by 2014. All the counties north and east are eligible to participate in the program. It's for installing practices on existing grasslands, such as cross fences, border fences, water infrastructure developments, wells, springs, tanks, that kind of thing, grazing management. People that participate in this program would also be eligible to participate in a carbon credit program that's being administered by Ducks Unlimited, who the NRCS has kind of partnered with in this here. And of course, it's voluntary, of course, if they want to participate in the Ducks Unlimited program. We'll take in applications on that till March 15th. Of course, you can take we'll take EQIP applications or any applications for any of our programs on an ongoing basis. So that's one that's kind of coming out. It's kind of exciting because we are targeting the CRP that has been expired or whatever, and trying to keep some of that in grass instead of being rolled over into crop production by offering some financial assistance to help that stay productive in cattle production. Another one is the Cooperative Conservation Partnership Initiative, we call it CCPI. Of course, we're good on acronyms, but that one there, we're focusing mostly on renovation of old shelter belts. It's a cooperative effort between the state forestry agencies in North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas. So we're all sharing a pot of money there. We're also looking at forested riparian buffers, things like that along rivers and streams. A couple other ones that are going on is, our regular EQIP sign up. There may be another batching period, so we will take applications up until February 15th for that batching period also. That is if there's any money left over in the funding pools from the other ones. So
now the CCPI, that's just driving around, you see a lot of old trees where they've been dug up, and that's to replace those shelter belts, right?
Absolutely. By removing the old trees and replanting trees in either the same location or some other appropriate location to protect either the same resource or the same land. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's very important to replace those trees that that were dead, and they pull them out and replace them with new ones.
Yep. Well, a lot of our shelter belts, that we see out there were planted 40, 50, 60 years ago, and they're reaching the end of their lifespan.
Okay.
So they do need, some of them do need some renovation. Renovation there's a lot of different ways you can renovate, just by thinning, replanting, copicing inside the trees, trimming out some of the old dead ones and giving room for new ones to establish. And so just stop by the NRCS office and we'll give you all the information that you need to know, or else you can always visit the NRCS website, www.ndnrcs.com or .gov, I guess.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So, kids, Kurt, you got anything else to add this morning? We are almost about out of time. We got another minute or so.
Maybe just a little bit. I know he mentioned that the government always is very, very good in acronyms. And if any board members out there or a new person, don't even worry about it. We have a 1.5-page cheat sheet that we give you right away when you come to a board meeting. It's unbelievable what they use for acronyms in the government. So
there's a test on that too.
Yeah, the second month we'll give you a test. So, but did you have a favorite in the Super Bowl? I had to ask.
For a team, I was rooting for the Niners, but they came up short. Yeah.
Okay.
But they made it an interesting game. They came back in the second half there. So.
I was kind of rooting for Baltimore. I'm an old Johnny Unitas fan, and then Matt Burke, the center, played with Jimmy for 10 years in the Vikings.
Right. Yep.
So I was kind of rooting for them. I didn't even watch the game. I just kind of listened to the radio, so I missed all the commercials and everything.
Oh yeah. There was you should check out that the Paul Harvey one if you get a chance.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, that one's a really good one.
Yep. People on Facebook been commenting on it. I'll have to go back on the computer and look at that.
Yep. Dion, anything else?
Just to reiterate, the deadline for that the next EQIP application for the CCPI is February 15th, so that's next Friday. The Lura Farm will be on at 5:30 on February 25th, and please call me or Kurt or one of the other board members if you're interested in learning about that supervisor position.
All right, sounds good. And Don, anything else this morning, or good to go? Okay, well, perfect. We got to get going. We got sports coming up. Thanks so much, you guys, for joining us this morning. That's the special guest this morning from the Foster County Soil Conservation District, Dion Schaff, Kurt Klein, and Don Olds.
See the field for the team they sign with. Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers says it's time for the Packers to bring quarterback Brett Favre back into the fold. Speaking on his weekly radio show in Milwaukee yesterday, Rodgers said, as the face of the franchise now, it's a role I take very seriously.